Good. All right, doing some quick administrative things here, and then we will hop straight into it. Welcome back to, oh dear. Let's come over here. Let's take you off. There you go. And here we are. Nope. Man, I'm struggle bussing. This is what happens whenever it's been a couple weeks. All right, cool. Great. Welcome to the last live stream of the year on the channel. So for you guys that are around, welcome. We have had full-on Christmas life happening here with my family and just everybody else. And so the past 2 weeks, it had we have not even been close to the studio. And so I've missed you guys. So hello, if you are joining us for the very first time or you are watching a replay of this. Hi, I'm Aubree. How's it going? And tonight's show is going to be lots of fun. We're going to talk Christmas and the last year of the real estate market here in Greenville. It's been a wild ride. It's been crazy to kind of see what the market's doing. And then we're going to talk a little bit about next year. And I've got some fun, different types of things to look at, not just for Greenville. It's a statewide, website that we're going to be able to look at tonight. So, we will talk about all of those things. And, as we start every show, do me a favor, because we are creating a community here full of people from all over the world, honestly. So if you are watching tonight, do me a favor, go into the comments if you are watching on a mobile device and leave us a quick comment or on your computer where you are watching from, because it's kind of cool to see where everybody's watching from. And then, we get to know each other. And the purpose of the show and what we do throughout tonight is I've got some fun Christmas things that we're going to talk about, very Greenville local items that I'm going to weigh in on, or just talk about something that came up new. And then also feel free, ask your questions, because that's kind of the fun part of this, is I can answer your questions live if I know the answer, and we can show maps, and we can go look at the MLS, and I'll look up things online, just all of it. And so you have to deal with me flipping my hair crazy all over the place, but it's a lot of fun, and we just, I don't know, talk about it together. And if you're watching from, I don't know, wherever it is, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a fun-filled year. And yeah, I'm excited to see where 2025 catches us. So let's go over into the comments real fast and see who we have that's jumped on with us tonight. Hey, John, how's it going? Aw, Joanne and Henry, say hello. Well, hello to you guys too. I love it. Cynthia, hello. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. From Rockledge, Florida. Love that. So many different people coming to us from Florida, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. We have several different people that are relocating here from the Florida area. Would love to get our Florida viewers to chime in the comments, actually, to let us know what your real estate markets are doing. I have a couple friends down in the different Florida markets, so I'm paying attention to that because we're starting to see some changes in the real estate market. And really, it's reflected in our numbers this month more so than it's been reflected, I feel like, in a couple of months. So I'm very interested to see what happens next year. So without further ado, I have my glass of wine, a snack tonight, because apparently this is how we roll in the evenings. And we're going to talk about real estate today and just some fun things that have come up. It's also been the most Mondayest Thursday we've had in quite a while. I closed my personal last property for the year today, and the team has 2 more transactions that will close out from the rest of the year. So the team, right, for this year, we've been in a regrowth year. Good golly, we've had the team now going on 7 years. And we have grown and we've done things wrong and we've done things right. And so this year was a regrow year. I say it was a regrow year just because a little bit of the information, like how we got where we are today, is good to know, because we're not just brand new to this. So I've had the team, we've rebuilt. My longest standing person on the team right now is Laura Beth. Laura Beth is just my heart. She's my right-hand person, this side of my brain. She's been with me 4 years, and we have definitely gone into the growth phase of this year. We have 3 agents on the team right now. We're actively looking to add more agents. We have 3 full-time admin, and we are ready to absolutely grow in 2025. So this year we were able to do 70 transactions, and that's super cool. And next year I'm anticipating that we're going to do even more, because we have the people to help you guys that are looking to buy houses and sell houses. So it's been a growth year. We've had more agents on and off the team, because that part of that is just some accountability pieces and finding the right person. So right now the agents on the team, and you've seen him in a video before. So Donnie Richards is on the team. He's super cool. You want to work with him. Christy Rains is 4'10" and nothing, and she's on the team and amazing. And then our newest agent is Jason Campbell, and he's awesome too. So just a little bit about our year, where we've been, who's on the team right now. Laura Beth is our director of operations. Amy Frappier is there and helping with our listings. So 2025, y'all, is not gonna like, it doesn't know what's coming. Also, let's talk some real estate. All right. So 2024 was an interesting year in the real estate market. Now, we put out a longer video out on the channel this past weekend. If you haven't watched it yet, you should definitely go check it out, because I go into a deep dive on what happened in the last year and where do I think we're headed in the new year. And it's time to, I don't know, ask your questions about what happened and why did it happen. We're also still reeling from Hurricane Helene. Now, you guys that have been following along for a while, let's just kind of talk about, the market and from start to finish, what happened. So as we headed into 2024, we knew that the market was doing a definite shift. Okay. And I have a really interesting graph to show you that it wasn't as drastic of a shift as I think most people think it is, or was for real. So let's do this. So this fun graph here is something that I think pretty much anybody can pull up, but it goes over the real estate activity by state. Okay. So you can pick whatever state. For my Florida people, like, you can even look at traditionally what's been happening in Florida. For my New York people, same thing. We can watch the market in New York. So, but South Carolina, and this is the one that I have been analyzing the most, and it tells a story. So we'll look at a little bit of the year-long data. I've got some fun articles that have come up as well, so we're not missing out on the fun, but we're going to talk real estate tonight and just what's happening in the market. And from a realtor's point of view, what's happening. And then also, I mean, we're not going to talk lending. I don't do interest rates. I understand everybody's super interested in those interest rates. I promise we'll have Brian back here on the show in the new year whenever everything is starting to, like, our new president comes in, and we're going to talk about that too. So, beginning of 2024, however, let's go pull out everything but 2024. This is the South Carolina real estate market. So here's the trend line, the middle, and this is showing traffic. Now, showing traffic, I think, is directly correlated to the market. Now, every time that you see increases or big old dips, usually there's a holiday attached to that. There's a spring break attached to it. And we can see, like, right here, you've got Mother's Day. Right here, you've got July 4th. Right here, forget which holiday is this. But in the first week of August, right here, it dips. Then we have September. Now, this right here is not normal. And we can pull this back up to last year's numbers. See, 2023, we kind of coasted through here. This right here was Hurricane Helene right here. Real estate stopped it stopped. Showings were canceled, everything. And that's what happened in this year around September. So really, and I'm going to pull this up a couple different times throughout this conversation, and let's just talk about it. Okay. So we saw some pretty interesting shifts and changes in the real estate market in 2024. We saw interest rates go to the highest we've seen them in a decade, or close to it, because interest rates were definitely higher than, they were high, a little bit higher than whenever I first entered into the real estate market in 2016. And here's the thing, though. People are still buying houses, even with higher interest rates, because whenever you really get down to it, people always need a place to live. And that's what my mom always told us growing up. We always need a roof over our heads. We always need a place to live. And we saw that through 2024. We saw increased inventory, which means our days on market went up. It means that the days of selling your house multiple offers in a weekend, pretty much over. It's not abnormal to have a house that sits on the market for a while. And we saw still the real estate market in this last year thrived here in Greenville. Now, other parts of the country have definitely seen some struggle, and I'm looking at you guys in Florida that have the increased insurance and cost of living, and we get a lot of people that are relocating here from Florida because of those reasons, that moved to that area in the early 2000s from the Northeast, from the West Coast. And now it's just not what they move there for. So they're half-backing and they're coming here to the Carolinas or the southern states in general. So we've seen the real estate market increase. Now, we saw our regular seasonality throughout the springtime. Showings increased. And then we saw just in our regular trend line is that everything slows down throughout the year. And interest rates had a huge impact on everything. So here's the other thing that I want to show you. Let me click over to... This is one of my favorite forms to show. And you guys can't see that. Okay. So this right here is specifically going over like how many active units are here in Greenville, or just in the GGAR, which is the Greater Greenville Association of Realtors, our active volume, days on market, so on. And we look at this at least once a month here on the show. look at these numbers, and I like you guys to see kind of what we're experiencing. And here in the market, we've been talking about, and I'll flip back over to that in a second, increased days on market. Like, I have people that were putting the house on the market, and no joke, I'm saying this may take 3 to 6 months to sell or more. We have to price it right. And I will tell you, no lie, I've had people that come back and they fight me and they say, no, my house is worth this, or my neighbor sold in 3 days for this, so on and so forth. Yeah. And they get so upset that we won't price it where they think it should. And when we have market data to support why it needs to be priced. Now, I'm all for trying a price as long as we have a plan. But I've had more conversations around people wanting to price their home at X when I'm telling them why, like the letter Y, and then arguing the point of, okay, well, here's the plan. If we're on the market, then this is when we have to drop the price. Here's where these numbers start to make sense. Let's do this. Put me down here and make us a little bit bigger. Look at this. Average days on market for our active units on the market right now is up 5%. 83 days on market. Contingent contracts, which mean it has a contract. This is 86 days on market. All of our pendings here, everything, it is up. It is going to take at least 2 months to sell your house in a lot of cases. If you sell it faster than that, then negotiate the offer. It's a good one. Let's get it done. The days of selling it for $30,000 over list price, $80,000 over list price. Yes, it happened with 16, 20 offers are just over. And it markets change and shift. So, and don't worry, I've got some good news here for you guys. So just stick with me. Here's the other thing that I'm seeing. And these numbers are small, but they make a difference whenever you know what you're going after. Average price, median price. Everything's going down. However, whenever you get to the solds, they have still increased. So this is the story that I believe these numbers tell and why they are so important. So when our average price is going down for the houses that are on the market actively, that means that the houses are going on the market, sitting, and then we're adjusting the pricing. Then whenever we are actually getting the property sold, it is still selling for higher than what everything sold for last year, which means we are still in an appreciating market in Greenville. So here's the good news for you guys that are looking to sell a house. You need to go ahead and get it done. You are going to make more money. You are still appreciating, even when you have to adjust your price down. So that's the good news, is you still have appreciated. You're not depreciating. It's just meaning that our market is fluctuating and we have to adjust the price. It happens in real estate. The other part of this is that we are still, which if you are buying a house, there's negotiation room. So when you see that house for 400, when you see that house for, get this, when you see that house for 700, 680, 650, and it's been on the market for 2, 3, 4 months, you can take an offer that's different than the list price. And 9.5 times out of 10, the seller is going to negotiate with you or offer closing cost assistance or pay for that home warranty. And they are still making good money on their house. It is appreciating. They still have equity in their home. It is not depreciating. Another number over here on this that I like to look at as well is the number of units right here. So as of right now, this time last year, we have actually already sold more houses than we did last year. So this time by the end of November, 13,000. November this year, 14.5. I think we will most likely land somewhere around 15,000. That's my guess. Don't know because everything's not closed, and we will talk about that at the beginning of the year in January. But we're still selling a bunch of houses. The volume is still going up. The prices are still going up. I saw a post today on Facebook in one of the groups that I thought was really interesting. It was, and you guys that are watching from Facebook probably saw it too if you follow any of the local groups. The person put in there, why is it that I can only buy a horse farm in Landrum, South Carolina for $500,000. Nobody has that type of money. I'm going to wait until prices go down. And then the comments started happening, and I went in the comments and I made a quick comment, and it was pretty much along the same lines as a lot of other people, because realtors, we go in and we talk about it. Prices aren't going down significantly. And I'm really interested to see what happens next year. We are seeing some changes in the market. It doesn't mean that, if Ray, you saw that one too. Yeah. And it's like, they're not going down. And the thing is, people can afford those things. It all comes down to like your choices with what you do. And I think that it's definitely something that, as we are looking into 2025, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't care who you voted for. But I will say that I'm interested to see what happens with the political atmosphere and how that affects our real estate market. Would love to know your thoughts on that, because I know people have some strong feelings. I am not on either side of it. There are really no sides. It's just what is going to happen. But if interest rates go down, so in 2025, and this is something that I totally went in depth on the video that we posted this past weekend. And if you want to kind of follow along with me as we explore all of this and we see what's actually happening, I want you guys to hear it here first, if anything. But we're talking about it now because I don't want to get to, say, April or May, and a lot of people think that we are going to go back into a COVID era real estate market next year. And what that means is that they're thinking interest rates are going to go down. When interest rates go down, because right now I've seen them anywhere from 6.5 to 7.5, sometimes even as high as 8, depending on the person's credit and all their factors. But when interest rates go down, there's a lot of people that are going to be able to re-enter the housing market, and then prices are going to go even higher, because even though we have increasing inventory, even though we have more people that want to buy houses and can buy houses, what happens whenever demand goes up? Prices go up. We're still in a housing deficit from the housing crash that happened all the way back, whenever everything went crazy from like 08 to 12. We're still in a housing deficit. The builders have just actually caught up here in the last couple of years. And I'm talking like 2 to 3 years, the building has been catching back up. We're supposed to be, as a nation, building somewhere around 1.3 million homes, because housing formations are right around 1.6, 1.9 million, which means we need housing. And not everybody wants to live in a townhome. Golly, if I had $1 for every townhome community I saw getting built, I would say we're a little oversaturated with it. And some of them are fantastic deals. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to hear me say that townhomes are a bad deal, because they're not. Some of them are in great areas and they're being sold for fantastic prices. Closed on one this morning. Couldn't believe the price of it. It was a great investment for these people. But man, the new construction, I talked to a friend this week, actually, going over just what does the new construction look like in our market, and came to find out that a third of the Upstate market that's just listed is all new construction, meaning there's a high demand for new construction here in the Upstate, and there's a lot of building. I went out and showed property to a couple friends of mine Monday evening, and we were driving from Woodruff, South Carolina, all the way over to Lyman, which means we had to drive through places like Reedville here. You know what? When I talk about locations, I need to pull up the map, right? You guys need to tell me, hey, Aubree, pull up the map. Let's see here. Greenville, South Carolina, map. Where's John? John, you need to remind me that we need to pull up the map. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. And all right. So all right. So this is the area that I was driving. See, there you are, map time. We were driving from Woodruff, which is right over in, oh wow, it's like all the way over here. So Woodruff, Moore, and we drove all of this into Inman, Lyman. And I'm not even kidding you. We did back roads basically and drove on 221 and all the way up over here into this Lyman Duncan area. And I think I counted 16 new developments, and like you wouldn't know they're new developments, but like we watch and we see like land getting cleared, trees are gone, heavy equipment is out all along this area right here in the middle, that I was like, dang. And I told my friends, I said, look, y'all want to buy in this area, that's awesome and cool. You need to know that there's some development happening. Did you pay attention on our drive over here? Did you see all the development that was happening, all the land that was getting cleared? And they were like, yeah, we kind of noticed that. I was like, yeah, that's happening. The road behind this house that you're looking at right now, it's going to get even busier. And so that's something where like we're honest about it. I mean, I think there's good development and there's bad development, and then there's development that we just need to catch up our infrastructure to, which is a whole other can of worms. And I think some areas have done it really well around the Upstate. Other areas, maybe not so much. So thoughts. So anyways, it is developing. And in 2025, that is something that I'm watching out for. The people who say they're waiting for prices to go down are missing the boat, because prices aren't going to go down. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. And if they do go down or we have another market crash, I'll be here to lament to you how prices have gone down and the market's crashed, and then nobody has we have a big problem because then people aren't buying houses. So I wouldn't wish for a market crash, but I lived through one as a teenager, college student, watched my parents go through the crash. I know there's many of you guys that come here on the channel who lived that, owned real estate during that. I don't really think anybody wishes there was a market crash, because a lot of other things go wrong, and a lot of stress happens, but it bounces off. It bounces back. So, all right, let's come over here. I want to go look at the comments just to see what we got. Hey, Drew, I like your comment. Let's grow. I love it. Because yes, sir, that is exactly what we are doing in 2025. Hey, my friend, how's Florida going? Let's see here. Ray, I know. I saw you. Saw that post. Follow the Facebook groups. That's what happens in Greenville is it works a lot on Facebook groups. All right, let's see here. We've got this. This is a great question here. Hi, Amber, do you think it will be possible to buy a house cash around 250 in a good area this coming year? So I think I need a little bit more information around your question. But yes, I do think that's possible. Are you okay with a townhome? Are you okay not living 15 minutes from downtown Greenville? If you live a little bit further out, you absolutely can still find a house in the mid 200s here in the upstate. Do you want something that's move-in ready? Is it okay if it's, 10 to 15 years old? What if it's 20 to 30 years old? So I think there's a couple different factors in there for you, my friend, that in order to buy a house for 250, I've helped people do this within the last year without a problem. And then you also had another great question. So which areas around Greenville do I think have the best chance of the 250? And then at what time of year do you think will be best time to get the deal? Right now or early January or the beginning of the holiday season next year? Because let's go look at a couple different things. I'm going to give you the behind the scenes look. We're going to go look at the MLS and then we're going to look at our showing traffic. So first, let's look time of year. Share the computer screen again here. All right, so here's our showing traffic graphic for South Carolina. If you are looking to get a deal or have more negotiating power, I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. And I think right here, I tell people a lot, I'm like, this last week of January is the start of the spring market in the upstate. People don't believe me. They're surprised every time because right now they're saying, oh, I don't want to meet with you yet because it's Christmas time. It's the holidays. I'm like, yo, like we've got 3 weeks and then it's off to the races here. We are in a spring market and it'll be the fastest time of the real estate market of the year. Don't wait for the springtime. If you're looking to sell your house though, it's a great time to sell your house. Let's do it. But I would say if you're looking to buy a house and you want to do so within the next year, if you have the availabilities to do it in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I would do it because that last week right here of January is where everything starts ticking up. And once we hit February, right there, showing traffic goes up. People are like, it's getting into the springtime. Let's go. And then we hold steady throughout the springtime. We actually dip a little bit more in the summertime. And then it's a steady decline until we hit the holidays and then it drops off. Now we're still better than we were last year as far as showing traffic goes. I think overall this is a better market than 2023, just for sellers in general. But we're seeing more inventory, which means days on market is going up. So this graph right here, I think is really important to watch. It's something that we're watching a lot of. Now, let's come over here. Now, you guys, this is the multiple listing service. This is how listings get to the MLS. And I'm answering this question right here. So what areas of Greenville can we find that house? So we're just going to look at actives. First, we're going to look single family, and then I'll switch it over. So let's look like 175 to 260. A minimum of a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And then let's say we want 12 to 1,800 square feet. We'd be happy if it was a little bit bigger too. Okay. So, here's the thing. If you are looking for something like this, you need to reach out to the team, because like this is what we do for our clients, and you guys are getting behind the scenes access right now. So, one, great job for joining us on the show. You totally should come back week over week, because we talk about this stuff all the time. But this is what we're doing for our clients. So, my friend, if you are not working with us yet, you need to reach out. You can email the team at info@theaubreelewisgroup.com. You can go on the channel and click the contact us button, and it'll take you directly to our website. And we'd love to help you find this specifically. But because we're here and this is what this show does, let's look at us. So right now, if you are looking for that lower price point, okay, there's not much in the Greenville area. Okay, we're just going to call it like it is. There is not much here. 250, that's a great little house. Absolutely. 245, this one right here, Worley Road. This is on a busier road. Let's see here. There's nothing in the Simpsonville Fountain Inn area. You have to go further out to the Williamston area, Pelzer. You could probably find something. This is about 30. It's a good 30, 35-minute drive from downtown Greenville. Definitely going to find a little bit more out here in the Easley Pickens area. And just overall, you're going to find some lower prices out in this area. Nice area. Don't get me wrong. But you will find those houses out there. And then we've got Spartanburg. Spartanburg is going to be where you find a lot more of this price point. And you can kind of see everything's out here down towards this Woodruff area as well. And I think it's something that a lot of people sleep on, because this is what, Spartanburg, you can really find some nice areas, and you can still find a house for low 200s, high 100s sometimes. But that 2 to 250, you can find a nice little house in the Spartanburg County area. We just need to look at statistics. We need to look at the area really closely. There are parts of, and this is something as well, like I want to be completely honest with you. There are parts of Spartanburg that I'm going to be like, yo, like, peace out. We're not going to live in this area. Because there's a drug deal across the street. So it doesn't happen. Spartanburg peeps, don't come for me. That does not show Spartanburg very nice. Spartanburg is lovely. It is beautiful. We talk about it a lot, but like there are some areas that we need to watch out for. Okay. So with that, that's kind of my thoughts about, I hope that answered your question. And I love talking about the maps. I love showing you what is active on the market and kind of where to find it. So a lot of our clients, I would say, if you're looking in the lower price point, absolutely, we can help you. And we set up this search, and we're finding these houses off market a lot of times too. So that's a inner working thing with the team that we would love to do for you. John coming in hot with a great question here. What area of the Upstate do you think will have the most growth in 2025 in the next couple of years? All right, now I'm prepared to answer that question. So this question, let's go back at the map here, and we're gonna show what I just pulled up for Franklin over there. All right, so let's actually go. We're gonna change our results again. And let's pull out this. Let's say we're looking for a 16 to 2,400 square foot house. And then John, yep, sure did. Let's go up to 400 and 300, and then map search here. Oh man, we've got the entire world that showed up. Our system has been doing that here recently. It's pretty annoying, and I'm not sure why. Anyways, let's go look at all the bubbles around here. So, man, I don't like this map. Let's go over here. All right. The area that I think is going to see some of the biggest growth is out here. It's right along it's along the interstates, okay? Now, if you guys have driven the area at all, you'll see whenever you're along 85 right here, there's manufacturing plants, just huge facilities being built all along the 85 corridor right here. And this is the area that I hear about the most getting new development. So Reedville is getting a city center, they're building their downtown right now. Woodruff, Moore, they are getting their downtowns. They are creating spaces that people want to be and things to do. That's one of the cool things about Greenville in general is there's things to do here. It's fun. You can drive 30 minutes in pretty much any direction and have something to do. You drive an hour and you're going to have even more things to do. So whenever we have the development and what's going to be growing, I wish I had, this is where I'm like, okay, I like my map over here with the MLS. Whenever we pull out everything. Let's see here. Let's pull actives for the last 7 days. And yeah, I like that number. And then we're going to look at the map. New construction. That's right here. It's following the 85 corridor. So if you can get up here in the Boiling Springs area, right here in between Spartanburg and Greer, I'm just seeing a lot of growth. I'm not hearing as much about the growth over here in Piedmont, Belton, down here toward Anderson. You can kind of see it too, where the actives in this price point just don't really exist over here. Clemson, so on. Like this is also, we have 3 different MLS systems in the Upstate. So that's something that I usually will go and I will hop through the Anderson MLS, the multiple listing service. This is the Greenville multiple listing service, which I think is the best, like seeing everything. And then also the Spartanburg MLS system. I think we're moving closer and closer to being one system. Thank goodness. But that's what we're looking at here. All right. Hey, Gabe, you run in here. I don't know if you can say here, but what is the number one company you'd recommend for new construction? Can I tell you the one that I wouldn't recommend? I think that's almost an easier way to do it. And you should definitely shoot me an email because I'm not going to say it on a live stream. But I think some of the better companies to look at for new construction, golly, there's some good ones. I'm always impressed with Mungo and some DR Horton. It depends on the building manager. Eastwood's not too bad. They run a really nice quality build. DRB here in the area. We've been doing a lot of work with them recently. Yeah, I think those are, so DRB, Mungo, Eastwood, DR Horton, some of them, you got to be careful with the quality in some of those builds. If you find any of the, I call them little box builders, the builders that are not actually, they're not big. They're not just throwing up plans that they build, 100 houses of this plan. They're only going to build somewhere between 5 to 20 houses a year. Finding those builders, you will get the best quality house. There's a builder out in Boiling Springs right now. and we did a video with them, and I can't remember the name of them to save my life at the moment, but I was so impressed with the build. It had upgrades. It had a different style floor plan than what you normally see in some of the bigger box communities. So I think it depends on price point, because if you are 500 plus price point, different ball game when it comes to builders. If you are a lower price point, not a bad price point, but just a little bit lower, say the 300 to 400 ish, 300, 450 price point. Again, different ball game. I've got some different recommendations for builders then. So that's what it depends on. So reach out to me. Would love to kind of curate that and answer some questions if you are looking to build, because that's where what we do. So what I'm doing, what the team's doing, and just saying the number one overall though, I mean, I've got my favorites. So, and I also have my people that if I could say their name on the internet and say how terrible of a build they are, I definitely would. But unfortunately, we sell a lot of houses and I don't want to blacklist us. I don't know. Maybe one day that won't matter and I'll say it anyways. There's definitely some builders that I would not go to. John, hey, yes. Consider doing a video for America's Home Place and Eastwood Homes. I think you will be pleasantly surprised for what we've got planned for the new year. I will definitely be in more new construction than maybe I have been in the past, just because so much of our market is new construction. So definitely looking at that. My friend, I'm not sure what you're saying here, but feel free. Let me know. Okay. So with that, man, I have talked all night tonight about real estate and the market, and it's not always just about that, but you guys had some really great questions. And so we have some different things, of course. I've got to talk about the Christmas things. And JD, I see your questions popping up over there, so I will circle back to you. So stick with me here. But for you guys that are not local, or maybe you are local and you didn't know about this. So there is a street downtown. So whenever you get here, or you are already here, go driving downtown Greenville along Earl Street. They have, I think this is the second year that they've done this, but they have these giant Santas all along East Earl Street. And it was originally done they were doing it to, what am I trying to say? Make a neighbor happy. They had a neighbor that was very, very ill. And so what they did is all these neighbors bought these giant inflatable snowmen, or not snowmen, Santas. Who's calling me at this time at night? How dare they? So man, who's calling? Like, it's almost 9:00, y'all. Anyways, the Santas are super cool and highly suggest the drive down Earl Street. And yeah, I just thought that was cool and it's fun. We follow the GVL today and I love sharing their articles. So make sure that you go and you follow them as well, because I think that's important. Then we also have public transportation is changing along Lawrence Road. I have a lot of you guys that ask about public transport. So I know it's something that Greenville is actively looking to enhance. I have a lot of people that's how they get around, or they prefer to get around. So again, and we're coming up on our time here, but they are enhancing it. So they are looking at different developing where things are going to like different stops are landing, all of this right along Lawrence Road so that it can be used to its biggest and best potential. We're just going to flip straight through them. Because here, did you know that in Greenville, it has not snowed for the last 2 years? And I know that we talk about weather a lot for you guys that are looking to relocate. This picture looks so nice, and it's such an old picture. Look how old those cars are in that picture. Golly. So here's the thing. I actually talked to some of my clients today about this, that when Greenville gets snow, if you're from the north, like I grew up in Illinois, I know how to drive in snow, and grew up doing donuts and parking lots and other places, and never crashed the car, but like I learned how to drive in it. The thing is, people here don't know how to drive in snow. So as we are now like at the beginning of the winter season here in the South, when we do eventually get snow again, stay off the roads, just stay home. It'll be gone in 24 hours anyways. And the likelihood is it's ice instead of snow. So we do get snow every so often. It's a lot of fun. People love it. People eat a lot of French toast, apparently, whenever it snows here, because, bread, eggs, and milk go missing from grocery stores. So, of course, you've got to make your French toast whenever it snows. So it just happens. It just happens. So don't be surprised. All of those things, good times. I did see this one little development project, which is downtown Greenville. And I'm going to talk about that for a second as well. The ever-changing downtown Greenville landscape. So Greenville Bus System is selling their West End property and has another property that had like the sale fell through. So here's the deal. Whenever you come visit Greenville, if you're local, awesome. If you haven't been to Gather yet, you totally should. It's a fun place. But here's this piece of property. This is Fleur Field over here, Unity Park. Like all of this is a 15-minute walk, really. You can go from Fleur Field right here to Unity Park in 15, 20 minutes walking. No problem. And it's easy. There's apartments all along here, a couple different hotels that you can stay in whenever you come. Walk downtown to the Liberty Bridge over the Falls Park. Anyways, this property here, I'm just really interested to see what happens here and what goes in, because this is a really congested area of downtown. I'm not going to lie. There's a light right here that you can't see in this picture. And I saw this and I was like, this is just really interesting. So the bus system here recently built a new headquarters. So they're actually no longer here. And I don't know, as we develop in Greenville and we see more and more of these properties pop up for sale, it just allows for cool things to come in and things to do. Golly, I had a conversation with my client this morning that closed on their house. Like, why should their kids move here from they're from Michigan, I think. And but they travel a lot. And I was like, oh, kids should move here. There's a lot of things to do. And they're millennials like me. And that's actually the largest demographic right now in the Upstate, is that 33 to 43 age bracket. And yeah, so whenever I see development downtown, I'm always really excited to see what happens. So I'll be following that and hopefully get to tell you guys first here, because that's the fun part about this. All right, let's come back over here and see what JD's question is. Does the new County Square project have any residential purchase opportunities? That is a fantastic question. As of right now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know. And that's information that I would love to find out. I would assume that there is. I know that there's a lot of retail that is going to be going in there. But if it's anything like the rest of downtown, if you look at like McBee, Washington, the main streets downtown Greenville, the way these areas are built up is they put retail on the bottom floors, and then they build condos up. And downtown Greenville has been going higher and higher. So like the buildings have been getting taller. So I would imagine there's probably going to be some purchase opportunities for sure. So if that's what you're looking for, if there's opportunities within downtown, I'd love to help you. But at the same time, I'll keep my eyes and ears open for that, because that would be really cool to see the VIP list for that. I remember, man, it was a couple months ago, drove over there, and it was the first time I'd been over there in a couple weeks, and everything was just leveled. Those buildings were gone. So I'm curious. I hope they build something that's pretty. Is that too hard to ask for? Something that's not just a big box. But I do know, and we talked about this a while ago, maybe we need to bring it back up. They're putting in like a grocery store there. They're putting in some of the bigger box places that I think honestly aren't a bad deal to put downtown. So anyways. All right, y'all. Well, this has been fun tonight. I'm excited to go into the new year with goals and different things happening with the real estate market. This year has not been a walk in the park by any means. I will tell you that. It has been hard to sell real estate again this year. You've really had to know what you're doing, and that's what we're good at. So, all right. Well, you guys, this is the last show for the year. If you are thinking of doing something with real estate, or you've got questions, please, please, please reach out to me, reach out to the team, comment on the videos, however it is, reach out to us. I'd love to talk to you because you guys are cool. We talk every week, right? So we do that, and we'll be back here. I'm looking at the schedule. It's either going to be the first or second week of January. We will be back with our regular scheduled programming here on Thursday nights at 8:00. Invite your friends. Tell them about the show. If they're thinking about it, share it. Like, this is something fun we do. And I've got to say this, but if you're watching a replay of this, you should reach out too, because we would love to help. We do a lot of the things that we talked about on this show for our clients, and it's fun. It's fun to get to know you guys. So, all right. Well, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And you guys have a good one. All right. See you later. Bye.